groundbreaking work. And she can also talk about the fact that she's been talking to a lot of folks there and wherever she wants to go with this as far as she wants to go. Here, I know she has a lot of sources and things. We'll let her be in control of the conversation. But here's the clip of Candace Owens talking about Elizabeth Lane's information and the recording she gave her that someone else recorded. Here it is.
Anyway, first things first, a sleuth contacted me from the courthouse of a Tyler Robinson hearing. They were able to record Tyler Robinson's grandfather while he was having a conversation with the reporter Elizabeth Lane. Now, out of courtesy, I did alert Elizabeth Lane that I was sent this and that I was in possession of the recording and that I intended to use it. She said that she had already sort of spoken about her conversation with him, so I think we are in the all clear here, but apparently there was a break during the hearing and someone was lingering behind Tyler's grandfather and a group of people as he spoke to Elizabeth. And what he has to say is quite interesting.
Someone had a stash of eating.
Oh, they did? A crappy good or?
Snacks.
Yeah. What are you guys for Tyler? What are you for Tyler or the other side?
Grandparents.
Oh, your grandparents? Oh,
I'm really sorry you're going through this.
yeah. It's tough for you guys.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, we're here to support.
Yeah. We think your grandchild is absolutely brain, but I'm an investigative journalist. So
Well, I see. I'm for the us what you do.
Man, you're constant. I can tell you that you're very right. That's why,
And
yeah.
my dad was the cop for years.
Yeah.
He showed me all of this.
So just to add some context, I believe that who is interviewing Tyler Robinson's grandparents, that is Elizabeth Lane, and she's going to be actually coming on the Alex Jones show shortly. But I believe this interview right now is between Elizabeth Lane and Tyler Robinson's grandparents.
Oh, hold up. Granddad says that he is here to support. He's here to support his grandson. It sounds like he is of the same opinion as Tyler Robinson's grandmother, that he did not do this, that he was not capable of doing this.
Yes, the grandfather indeed said that he does believe that Tyler Robinson is being framed as well. So yeah. So now if the mainstream would have you believe that all of Tyler's family, they were like, okay, Tyler is guilty. This definitely goes against that narrative for sure.
Candace, and now she's been pulled into this, she can flesh all this out. I called her this morning. I was about to go on air. She was telling me stuff, but I had to get off and go on air. So just to make sure it's all clear, let her have the floor. Elizabeth, amazing information, because we're told the whole family says he did it and there's a total agreement. This flies in the face of that, Elizabeth Lane.
Yes, Alex. Well, thank you for inviting me. And yes, well, you heard the grandpa, this narrative that we were fed that, family turned him in and they might even testify against him or they think that he's guilty. I mean, all bullshit, excuse my language here. Okay. But yes, grandpa said himself, I know what a 30-06 can do. I'm a hunter. And when I said that I believe, sir, that your grandchild is being framed, he said, I do too. And I believe that he's sincere. In fact, I watched for over 6 hours. I watched this family sit there and support Tyler fully, completely. And they were very much on the same wavelengths when it gets to whether they support Tyler or not and what they think. So, yes, I absolutely, with all certainty, can say that grandparents support Tyler. I believe parents believe that he's innocent. So, yes. That narrative is not something something that rings true anymore.
Well, I mean, wow, we're told they all agree he did it. That's the end of it, even though his confession letter to the trainee boyfriend looks like it's written by ChatGPT. Obviously, a 30-06 bullet goes right through your neck at 500 yards, much less 150 yards. So when you're talking to the family, you're there, you say the sense of this, they support him, and getting into this tape, what you make of that coming out, and now where you see this going.
So I'm going to say a couple of things. Well, the hearing itself was very informative. I didn't think it was going to be this informative because we had hearings before and it didn't go anywhere. So we were all waiting for the trial because we know that real things will come out during the trial, right? So defense is not going to showcase their strategy right before the trial. And unlike what most people believe, actually, prosecution is not obligated to hand over everything, every little detail to the defense. What they must do is hand over everything they are accusing Tyler Robinson of. But I don't know if you watched the trial. So there were two main agendas, right? One was to take the cameras out of the courtroom, and another one was continuance. Defense was asking for both. So defense asked to take the cameras out of the courtroom, which was weird to me because I just don't understand why would they want that. The reason was that mainstream media, and not just mainstream media, but also podcasters and internet is displaying Tyler as a murderer and a psychopath, which is again not true, but this was like defense's narrative, maybe to stall the time, so that they have enough time to review all the documents, because they were bombarded by like the sheer amount of videos and these files that were dumped on these people is just incredible. So I'm assuming they just wanted to win time, and they were trying to get this cameras out and kind of trying to stall the process.
If you ask me, I would say that definitely that looked to be. It looks to me like there was definitely a stand down there, right? Like, no way. Like, look at how blatant it was. Unless Charlie Kirk just doesn't have any security detail, which I'll be surprised given the kind of messaging that he had. Very controversial, very outspoken, right? So for sure he had to have a security detail stronger than that one that would just allow someone to have a clear line of fire at him.
Also, they said that, which is true, that FBI has not handed over key piece of evidence, key piece of evidence to the defense. And what we're talking about here is something called electronic DNA sample. So what does that mean? They gave defense the results of the DNA test, which means that they said Tyler Robinson's DNA matched with the towel, with the ballistics, with the gun, with all of that. But what they did not provide is how they got that result, which is very important. Because, I can say all day that I got the results from A, B, and C, but if you can't show me what tests you did to do so, then am I supposed to just believe you? So now what people are missing is that, were they supposed to provide all this evidence right before preliminary hearing? No, by law, they can withhold this evidence before preliminary hearing. So they have to just give it up before the trial. So in a way, what the prosecution is doing is stalling. But what is weird about this is that Erica Kirk asked for a speedy trial. And so did Kesh Patel, if I correctly recall. Kesh said then no stone will be left unturned, and it was Charlie, and everything will be investigated, all that, and they wanted to be done with this case as soon as possible, be efficient. Yet 6 months after, FBI still has not given the evidence to the defense.
True. If you remember, Erica Kirk definitely came out and she said, please, I would like this to be resolved and investigated promptly. So it is true. Elizabeth Lane does have a good point here. It's taken them half a year, and they're still they're still trickling in the evidence that they have. So if they have more evidence, why are they trickling it in? Why don't they just put it all out there and bombard this guy, right? Definitely begs the question, for sure.
The computer can tell. I'm predicting if they shoot off a screen, which is AI, how you cover up AI is use a normal camera to shoot off a screen of AI. Then they could put it out and say it's real. I'm really concerned about AI here if there is a setup going on. And then, they would...
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that's what I said in a previous show, that the reason they are holding this evidence so long, I believe that if they have to go to trial, they have to present it, right? So if they have to go to trial, they will have to somehow manipulate it if they don't have
Sure, but I just gave the old primitive way to cover up AI.
That makes sense. So yeah, it could be that's why they're delaying it, so that they can buy themselves some time to get it all figured out how they're going to make the video look. And then also to give the people less time to be able to investigate the evidence and see whether it was made up or not. So it makes complete sense. But it looks like from what I'm hearing here, it looks like what the mainstream would have us believe is that the whole family, they are not for Tyler, and that they basically turned him in. But it looks like his grandfather actually thinks that, or at least believes that his grandson is being set up. So it doesn't line up with what the mainstream media would have us believe. So for sure, I'll be following this closely. Y'all be sure to let me know what you think about this in the chat. Be sure to give this video a like and a subscribe. I thank you guys for rocking with me, and I'll see you on the next one.